What is up, everybody? Super Yankee for Life here once again, and this is a vlog video. Wow, I've done one of these in quite a while, so now you get to see. Well, it's been a while since you have seen my ugly Chewbacca face, which I mean, for some reason I can't grow in between here on my mustache. I don't know how I can't do that. But anyway, rocking the full beard as always. But anyway, what I want to talk about in this vlog is something that is near dear to my heart. It's my favorite time of the year, and I look forward to this time of year more than the holiday season. I look forward to this time of year more than my own birthday, and it is the NFL season. I just love football. I love talking football, watching it. Not so much playing it because I'm a small guy, but I'll like playing it sometimes. But without further ado, let's just get right into the NFL picks. Now, by the way, I do not do the point spread. So for instance, like the first game here, Dallas at New York. New York's favored by 4 points. I'm not gonna, say the Giants will win and then they'll cover the points, because then I would be like, okay, Giants won, but they didn't cover the points. So I'm like, crap. So I'm just gonna pick the winner and the predicted score. So, excuse me. Still battling the nasty cough. Anyway, Dallas at New York. Wednesday night. I thought that was kind of interesting that they would start the year on Wednesday night, but they did. So I think Giants will win 31-21. I don't like the defense of the Dallas Cowboys. More specifically, the secondary. I don't think the defensive secondary matches what Rob Ryan's trying to do. Now I understand they went out and drafted Morris Claiborne from LSU, and they went out and got Brandon Carr from Kansas City, I believe. But in that regards, it's too early to judge. But I really don't like that secondary, and plus that pass rush of New York is just suffocating. So I like the Giants 31-21 over Dallas in a season opener. Now, moving on to the Sunday 1 o'clock games, Indianapolis at Chicago. Um, I really like Andrew Luck. I think he'll do good. They will win more than 2 games, like they did last year. I think they will win 6 or 7 games. But I like Chicago. I don't love Chicago, but I like them this year to contend for a wild card spot. Jay Cutler getting Brandon Marshall as a teammate. They really had strong chemistry in Denver. Matt Forte, who finally got paid, thank God. Um, well-deserved money. Um, Defensively, it should be fine without Brian Urlacher being fully healthy. Still got Pepper, still got Briggs. It's kind of an older defense. Excuse me, an older defense, but they should be fine. I like Chicago in a close, good game, 23-20. Philadelphia at Cleveland. Philly, I think will run away. I would say run away with the NFC East, but I think they will win it by a few games. Probably like 11-5, 12-4. They'll be much better than 8-8 last year. Cleveland got better in the draft, I believe, with Brandon Weed, Trent Richardson. But I think they need a little more offensive firepower before they can really start contending for a playoff spot. I think they'll finish 9-7. Not 9-7, 7-9, 8-8, somewhere around there. Um, but I think that they're heading in the right direction. However, Philadelphia just has a boatload of talent. 27-14, I think Philadelphia will win. New England at Tennessee. Excuse me, right? Still got the sniffles as well. But Tennessee, still, one of those teams as well as Cleveland trying to, rebuild for the future. They got Jake Locker as their starting quarterback this year, Chris Johnson. Uh, Defensively, they're trying to get better. Uh, they'll improve in the AFC South, but just not this year. Well, I wouldn't say this year, but they won't be as good as far as like Houston and Indianapolis. New England, I mean, defensively last year, I don't understand uh, why they couldn't stop a nosebleed, but defensively, that's what ended up costing them in the Super Bowl. All they had to do was just stop Eli Manning from going 80 yards down the field. But I mean, anytime you have number 12 line center for the Patriots, I mean, anytime you have him on your team, you're always going to be right there towards the end. But defensively, they have to get better, and they seem to have gotten better in the draft by getting defensive linemen, linebackers, guys like that from the SEC. Go figure. 27-17, I believe New England will win. Kind of a close game, but I think Patriots will pull away towards the end. Atlanta, Kansas City. Now, kind of tempted to go with Kansas City for, I guess we call it an upset, but I really like what the Falcons are. I really like the Falcons in this game. They got a rebound from that horrible playoff loss to the Giants last year. That was really a hard game to watch. I think I may have stopped watching that game after the first quarter because they just seemed outmatched and outclassed by the Giants in that wild card game. But still got Matt Ryan, still got Roddy White, Michael Turner, all those guys, and they I believe went out and got Asante Samuel from Philly, so they can improve that defense, which always helps. 24-14 over Kansas City. I believe Atlanta will get the win. Jacksonville at Minnesota. Jacksonville is trying to rebuild for the future, trying to build some excitement for the fans there in their stadium. But I like Minnesota in this game. Christian Ponder, I think, has the capabilities to be a really nice quarterback. Of course, anytime you have Adrian Peterson in the backfield, that always helps. Trying to recover from ACL surgery, which I guess for a normal athlete it would have taken forever to recover, but he's no ordinary athlete, let me tell you that for sure. I expect Peterson to have a very nice day on the ground. 21-13, Minnesota, I think, will beat Jacksonville. Washington at New Orleans. Bit of good news, bad news. Bad news for New Orleans. They had the bounty scandal. They lose their head coach, lose their assistant for 6 games. They lose their star linebacker, Jonathan Vilma. Bit of good news. You still have Drew Brees. You still have one of the best offenses in the National Football League, which I think will be enough to beat Washington with RG3, who I think will be a very nice. Who I think will have a very nice rookie season. 28-17 New Orleans, I think, will win. Buffalo at New York. Buffalo went out and got Mario Williams. Of course, defensively, you just got better on the interior right there. As far as the Jets, defensively, they'll be good, but offensively, I honestly don't know how they're going to score more than 10 points. I give them 10 points right here, but I think 23-10 will be the final score. Ryan Fitzpatrick, who I think will be a very nice quarterback this year. Not great, but he's more than capable of putting up big numbers against any defense. Of course, Fred Jackson with the running game. I think they'll put a much more emphasis on running the football this year, which will help the passing game with Fitzpatrick a lot more. St. Louis at Detroit. Detroit's another team that I don't love, but I like. Matthew Stafford, 5,000 yards last year, Megatron. I would like to see Detroit put a little more emphasis on running the football. I think if they had a complete running attack, I really think this team could have done something special in the playoffs. Not talking about Super Bowl stuff, but I'm talking about like maybe conference championship, maybe a chance of the Super Bowl. But I think this team could have been really good last year if they would have had a much more emphasis on a strong running game. I'm not talking about like running the ball like 35, 40 times a game. I'm talking about maybe like maybe 25, 30 attempts, somewhere around there. It's just a nice, healthy balance, because I don't think Stafford has. I mean, he's had a lot of surgeries on his shoulder and his arm in his short career. I don't know how much he could take. The amount of attempts that he threw last year. But I mean, that offense still can be explosive. Jeff Fisher will do better things. Will do a lot of good things to St. Louis. They'll get better, just not this year. 28-13, Detroit will win that game. Miami at Houston. Miami has a young quarterback, Ryan Tannehill, who is getting thrust into the lion's den against Houston. This is my preseason pick to be in the Super Bowl this year out of the AFC. Quite frankly, they could have won the whole thing last year if they were completely healthy. But I mean, they did lose Mario Williams, which always sucks. I mean, losing a guy like him. But I think they will be fine on defense. Offensively, they're still loaded with Schaub, Arian Foster, Andre Johnson, Owen Daniels, a nice tight end receiver. So I'll go 31-14 Houston to roll. Probably one of the more impressive victories throughout the entire NFL, I think, this weekend. Houston, I think, will win impressively and deliver a strong message to the National Football League in the AFC. Game of the week. Next one. San Francisco at Green Bay. Two of the top seeds in the NFC last year. Green Bay being 1, San Francisco being 2. Green Bay, I think, if they had a better defense, they would have ran away with the Lombardi Trophy last year for a second year. Especially with that offense, with Aaron Rodgers, with having one of the best seasons that anyone has ever had. 27-24 over San Francisco. I like what Alex Smith is doing. He showed that he can win a game on his own and not rely on running game and defense to help him out. He showed it last year against New Orleans in the playoff game. But I mean, it's just going up against Aaron Rodgers. It's tough. And I expect the defense to improve dramatically this year. I don't think they'll have that kind of horrific defensive effort like they did last year. Seattle at Arizona. Quite frankly, I don't see any rhyme or reason to pick a game like this. This is the NFC West. Although, no offense to the NFC West, but it is the NFC West after all. But I really like what Russell Wilson is doing for Seattle and Arizona with John Skelton. John Skelton, he showed that he could play. I'll give him that. Of course, having Larry Fitzgerald to throw to is always a plus. I like Seattle 21-20 in this game. It'll be a close game throughout, but I mean, I just had to pick a winner on that one. Carolina at Tampa Bay. Carolina, I really like. I think Carolina can contend for a playoff spot this year, and especially because of Cam Newton. Because I think Cam Newton will improve, will cut down his interceptions. I mean, I think he had like 17 or 18 interceptions last year, which is a lot as a quarterback. But I think he'll learn his mistakes right there. His upside is just so high. Tampa Bay went out and got Vincent Jackson, got a new head coach in Greg Schiano from Rutgers. Still have Freeman with Garrett Blunt, I believe, as well. That big bruiser running back. Defensively, they're trying to improve dramatically. I like Carolina 23-16. A good game, a hard-fought game, but I think Carolina will win, in my personal opinion. Pittsburgh at Denver. Pittsburgh is returning to the scene of the crime. The last time we saw Pittsburgh, they were humiliated and embarrassed by Tim Tebow in the wildcard game. Now they're dealing with Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning, future Hall of Famer, first ballot Hall of Famer, I think, when his career is over. Defensively, I think they'll be better, much better than last year. Although throughout the year they got so much better on defense, not because of Tim Tebow, or I don't care what anybody says about that. It just, ugh. Anyway, I like Denver to win this game 24-21. Be a close physical game throughout. I really like what Pittsburgh's doing as far as new offensive coordinator not Chan Gailey, but Tom Haley, coming over from Kansas City head coach. I think they'll put a lot more emphasis on running the football, which I don't think Roethlisberger likes, but it's going to take a lot of pressure off him. If you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, you will like to see Ben Roethlisberger play a full 16 games and not get banged up all the time. That's just my personal opinion if I was a Steelers fan. But Denver, I think, will win 24-21. That was the Sunday Night Football game. Here are the two Monday Night Football games. Cincinnati at Baltimore. Baltimore is one of those teams I really, really like to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl, even though I have Houston in the Super Bowl this year. Flacco, I think, is ready to take that next step. He outplayed Tom Brady in the AFC title game last year, and it took a stupid missed field goal to cost him a chance at a Super Bowl championship in Foxborough. Defensively, I still think that they'll be good. Ray Lewis, I don't care how old he is, the dude can still play at a high level in like 15 plus years in the NFL. Ray Rice, dual threat running back, can run the ball, catch the ball in the backfield, and still have plenty of weapons at their disposal. Baltimore 23-20 over Cincinnati, who is a good young football team with Andy Dalton, A.J. Green, and a nice defense. San Diego at Oakland. I honestly think if San Diego does not make the playoffs, I think Norv Turner is fired. And that's just my personal opinion. I think if San Diego does not make the playoffs this year, Norv Turner is fired. Phillip Rivers has to improve. Based off last year, who threw too many interceptions, I think he'll cut down his mistakes. Running game, I think, has to improve with Ryan Matthews. I think he's still there. I'm pretty sure he's still there. Defensively, weren't they like ranked first in defense and first in offense last year and still missed the playoffs? Or was that 2 years ago? I forget, but they have to improve. They have to improve on the running game. Put a little more emphasis on that. You still have Antonio Gates. They did lose Vincent Jackson, but I think Malcolm Floyd, who's around the same size as Jackson, I think he can step in and be a very nice number one receiver for San Diego. I like them 23-17 over Oakland, who are trying to improve with Carson Palmer at the helm. Those are my picks. You can disagree with me if you want. I don't care. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed my picks. Until next time, Super Yankee for life. Signing off. Peace.